comfortable. Okay, so hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Ibukun Itimi, and I make videos about parenting and lifestyle and day-to-day living in Nigeria. So today's video is my labor and delivery story. I am currently 2 months and about 2 weeks postpartum. I had my baby in May in the middle of a pandemic. So let's get into the story. I had my baby in May. I was 39 weeks and 2 days when I had my baby, but right from time I never wanted to get to 40 weeks. I was always praying like, God, please let me not be one of those people who has their baby at 42 weeks. Like, I don't think I'll be able to handle being pregnant for that long, even though as at 40 weeks you've come 40 weeks and it's just like 2 or 3 weeks left, or maybe 2 weeks left. But I really didn't want that. And I was due May 11 and my husband's birthday is May 1st, so I always wanted my baby to come May 1st. So I was like, oh, it would be nice if my baby came May 1st, and that would have been like 37 weeks and maybe about 5 days or so that was really what I was hoping for. So my plan from the beginning was like, once is the week of May 1st, I will start all my inducing whatever. Like, I'll take walks, I'll eat pineapples, I would take pepper, like just anything that would help me, get the baby out close to my husband's birthday. So like a week or so to my husband's birthday, I was like, we usually would go for walks in the evening. So I think at the time I was 37 weeks, or no, before 37 weeks. So I used to go for a lot of walks in the evening. I'll walk for like 30 minutes. So on one of these days, like April maybe 20 something, like 27 or 29, we had gone for a walk and I got home and I realized that my mucus plug had fallen out. I was like, yes. Went online, how long does labor start? How long does it take labor to start after your mucus plug falls out? And I was seeing some people say 24 hours, 48 hours, something weeks. I was like, God, please let my own just be like a few days so that my baby will come May 1st. So I was waiting, no contractions. Like, from what I read, contractions are supposed to have started. No contractions. First day, no contractions. Second day, no contractions. I'm like, this baby is really trying me. We're going for the walks. So May 1st is a public holiday, or like a bank holiday, since it's Workers' Day. And I was like, okay, instead of going for one walk in the evening, I'll go for 2 walks. So I'll go for a walk in the morning and then I'll go for a walk in the evening. Mind you, this was how my mom induced her labor when it was like when she was about to have my brother. She went for like a really long ass walk, and by the time she got home, she was like in labor already because she was overdue. But then me, I'm just like 37 weeks and 2 days or so, or 5 days. So in the morning, went for the walk. My family members were calling me like, oh, happy birthday, Richard, hopefully the baby will come today. My mom was calling me that how far, are you feeling anything, are we going to the hospital today? I'm like, guy, I don't know now, I'm just like trying my best to make this baby come and all that. Okay, morning, nothing is happening. My cousins even came around, they came to say hi. They were like, oh, like maybe the baby can still come today and all that. My uncle was like, time has gone, but we were sure hoping. Evening again, I went for another walk, nothing. May 2nd, no contractions, my God. Then I think around May 4th, May 4th or so, I was sleeping in night, and then my water, I woke up and I went to pee, and then like my underwear was wet. I was like, wait, I don't understand, I didn't pee on myself, and this doesn't even smell like pee. I don't know, like maybe it's my water. I went back to the bed, like where I was sleeping. I was like, there's no water on the bed, nothing is wet, it's just my underwear that's wet. I'm like, okay, so let's see what's going to happen. I lay down again and I was like, let me wait for 30 minutes and I'll try again and see if my underwear is going to be wet. But nothing, like there was no water. I was like, oh, whatever. Then Richard woke up and I'm like, see guy, I think my water just broke. and we sat up and we were talking about it. We ended up sleeping back like almost morning, when it was almost morning, and then we went to the hospital in morning. And the doctor was like, I don't really think it's anything, because if your water has broken, you'll be practically dripping and you're not, so yeah, go back home. And then he did like a vaginal, like a check to check my cervix, and it was maybe like 2 centimeters or so dilated. So he was like, you know what, go back and come back on Tuesday, which is May 5th, and which is your normal appointment, and we'll see how it goes. So Tuesday I went back, and in the morning I carried my nursing pillow, and I carried like a bottle, like a bottle water, because I was like, you know what, in case they admit me, I just want to be prepared and all that. I carried my laptop, made sure that I carried what was left of my hospital bag that wasn't in the car. And Richard was like, guy, like, calm down. Even if they admit you, I'll come back and pick these things. I was like, you know what, see, let me just carry my things with me. So we got to the hospital, and the doctor was like, needs to do another cervix check. And best believe that cervix check is the ghetto. Like, it's so painful. I can't explain it. It's like I had made up my mind that nobody was going to put their hand inside my vagina again, because that thing, I don't understand. Like, it turns my head. It was I don't know, I couldn't. But then I was like, you know what, we have to do what we have to do. The doctor did the check. I was 4 centimeters dilated, and then he asked me to go for a scan to check the level of the amniotic fluid. So since the last time I had checked, I had lost some water. So the sonographer was like, who is the person? Sonographer is the person who does the scan. So he was like, oh yeah, it seems like you've lost some of your water, and you could give birth like today or tomorrow, like any day you should start having contractions. We're like, okay, yes, thank God. Went back to the doctor's office, and the doctor was like, okay, you're 4 centimeters dilated, I'm going to have to admit you. Which was disappointing for me, because I really wanted to labor more at home than in the hospital, because I wanted to be comfortable, I wanted to be in my house and all that. But then I didn't want to take chances because of traffic, so I was like, okay, you know what, whatever, just admit me. Because at this point, I wasn't having contractions, I wasn't feeling anything, I was fine. And then he was like, if you don't start having contractions by tomorrow morning, we're going to have to induce you. So I'm like, okay, God, please, whatever happens, let me just start having contractions before tomorrow morning, because I do not want to be induced. I've heard that thing is painful as hell, and I don't want to have to go through that. So God, please, let this labor just start naturally. So the whole day, like, I was literally in the hospital walking up and down, because I didn't want to be stationary, so that I could, like, the labor could progress, and if anything was going to happen, like, it would happen. So Richard was literally there sitting down, just having meetings and still at work, and I was walking up and down. My mom was calling me, how far, are you okay, how are you feeling? I'm like, guy, like, I'm fine, nothing is wrong with me, don't worry about coming. I mean, this is coronavirus time, or like when you have a pandemic, so they try to limit the number of people in the hospital, so don't bother coming. If anything happens, I'll let you know. Throughout the day, I was fine, nothing was wrong with me. I was walking up and down, I was eating, talking, nothing was wrong with me, like, I was fine. And then I went to bed at night, and then around like 3:44 a.m. I started feeling what felt like menstrual pain, and I was like, yes, like, this thing is starting, let's do this, we can do this. I got up, I went to the bathroom, I took my bath, because I was like, I need to be, like, I just wanted to be, you know, prepared. I didn't want to wait for the nurses to start coming in before I started, like, moving around and trying to take my bath. And thank God I did, because it went from 0 to 100 real quick. So I was like, oh, let me take my bath, do everything. I even made a video like, oh yes, I think I'm in labor, I'm feeling contractions, or I think that this is what it feels like, blah blah blah. Richard, I was like, oh Richard, how do you feel? Richard was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm excited. He wasn't sure. And then the next thing, like, this is 4 o'clock literally, or maybe 15 minutes to 4, and 5 a.m. guy, like oh my God, I went from smiling and talking to I cannot do this any longer. Like, I need this thing to stop. I do not understand what is going on. Can somebody just get this baby out of me? I don't want to do this anymore. Like, no, as in I quit, as in, see, like, if this is a joke, then we can stop now, we can stop filming, bring out the cameras, this prank is not funny anymore. Like, as in the beginning, I was kind of moving around the hospital room. I was sitting down because I didn't want to be lying down and stop and slowing down labor. So I was sitting down. Richard was talking to me, forming aspire to perspire, trying to inspire me to just hold on and be fine. I was like, no, like, this thing is not working for me. The nurse came. I was like, please, as in, nurse, like, this thing, I'm in so much pain. These contractions are not stopping. Why is this happening to me? She was like, oh, like, no, it's not that the contractions are not stopping, but you're having backache, so it feels like they are not. So she showed Richard how to, like, massage me, and she did it herself. So I mean, like, for like maybe 5 minutes or so, or maybe like 5 minutes is too long, maybe like 2 minutes, I'll feel a bit of relief, and then the contractions will come again. Richard was really helpful, to be honest, because he was, affirming me, helping me do all these, like, confessions, reminding me of the breathing exercises, blah blah blah. At some point, like, the contractions were just too much. Like, he was telling me, Ibuku, you can do this, don't. I was like, oh Benny, like, I just hit him, like, guy, you really need to just shift some centimeters back, and just allow me to just breathe and survive and get through this contraction. Anyways, this was around 5, and then around like 6, I told him, see guy, I can't take this pain anymore. Call the nurse, tell them that whatever they want to give me, they should come and give me, because this pain needs to stop right now. And then he called the nurse, and unfortunately for me, the nurse that came is one of the nurses I really did not like right from my antenatal days. So she came in and she was like, Amisha was like, can you give my wife anything? She's in a lot of pain and she just needs something to help her through it. And nurse was like, we can only give you paracetamol. Yeah, so he was like, okay, no problem. And then she came close, and I was like, okay, you know what, can you just check me, because I feel like I'm ready to push. I want to push this baby. I'm ready. I'm tired. Please just help me. And she was like, this is just 6 o'clock, or this just, I don't know, like 8 o'clock or something. We can't check you. Sorry. So that the baby, so that you don't have infection, because if we are checking you, you can now have another complication or something. So sorry, we cannot check you. You have to wait till 10 o'clock. The doctor will come back and check you. Okay, she was not like, this one that you're even doing like this, you will not even have energy to push. Richard was like, please, she will have energy to push. I was like, yes, challenge her. Anyways, so yeah, I was like, okay, no problem. And then she started leaving. So Richard was like, okay, you said you can give her paracetamol, come and give her paracetamol. He was like, it's too late though, sorry, cannot give you anything, sorry, eh? And she just left, and I was like, And then at some point, like, the nurse that helped me with the massages came, and she was like, I'm going home. I was like, no, don't go home, don't leave me, please stay with me, don't leave me, please. And then she was like, okay, sorry, I'm sorry, that don't worry, I'll come back and check you, let me just go and round up and like do my wards and be my rounds and all that. So she was actually nice enough. She came back, she hugged me, she was like, sorry, don't worry, you'll be fine and everything. Yeah, so at some point I was like, you know what, nurse, take me to the theater, I want to do CS, I'm tired, I can't do this anymore. Nurse was like, take you to theater, Keda, don't worry, sorry, you'll be okay, sorry. She left, she was trying helping me, she massaged me. She left, she came back again. I was like, okay, nurse, please, I'm ready to push now. Please, just take me. Please, I'm ready. She was like, oh, that if we take you now, you will not now push well, or something like that, yeah. I was like, no, don't worry, I'll push well. I'm ready. Just take me, please. She told me sorry. She left me. At some point, another nurse came. She was checking my vitals, checking the baby's heartbeats. Like, nurse, please, what's going on? Help me, please, just help me. I'm tired. My stomach is paining me. My belly is paining me. Yeah. She was like, She didn't say anything. I'm like, why are you not talking to me? Why? Why are you not answering me? Why are you not talking to me? She was like, sorry, don't worry, they'll still come and check you. At some point, I'm like, okay, it's going to be 10 o'clock. I was like, okay, 10 o'clock. Once it's 10 o'clock, just doctor come and check me. I'm 10 centimeters dilated. I'm going to have this baby. So I was like, 10 o'clock. Like, it was like that 10 o'clock was just the only thing I was holding on to. At some point, I was like, Richard, what's the time? He said, okay, the time is 2:09. I'm like, are you lying to me? Because don't lie, don't lie. He was like, why would I lie to you? I said, show me your wristwatch, let me see. He showed me, okay, the time is 2:09. I was like, okay, 2:09, one more hour, I can do this. And then I was like, no, please, I'm tired. I cannot do this anymore. Blah, blah, blah. I think my mom came in around like past 9 or 9:30. And then she was like, I was like, okay, it's almost 10, so okay, no. Okay, so she came around 9:30 and all that, and then she was with me. I was going through it. I was like, help me, please, help me. I'm tired. Please help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. And then the doctor came in around like a few minutes to 10, and she was like, oh, okay, I'm going to come and check you now. I was like, thank God, finally, she come and check me. Meanwhile, see, I hated this like cervix checks because of how painful they were, but like I really wanted them to do it because like I could take it because I mean if you check my cervix and I'm 10 centimeters, I said it means that I can get over with this, I can get this pain over with, right? So that's how badly I don't even know how to say it again. That's how much pain I was in, as in I was willing to take it because I'd even told my sister-in-law before going to hospital that I wasn't going to let anybody check me too often because like these cervix checks are very painful and I didn't want them to do that too much. But at this point I was like, if you can be checking me every hour, like I prefer to know the progress, like how are things going down there. I don't want to be here and then by 10 o'clock come and check my time when I'm only 5 centimeters dilated. Like I would be so heartbroken. So I just wanted them to check me, but they shouldn't actually check you that often because it can also introduce like an infection to the baby and to you as well. So I could understand why they weren't checking me so often, and that was actually the right thing to do, to be honest. But then I just needed to know, like I just needed the status updates to know how this thing was going. So yeah, the doctor came and said she was going to check me around like maybe like 15 minutes to 10, and she left me. Like, who does that? She came, she was like, oh, I'm going to check you now, and I'm like, yes, thank God, thank you Jesus, finally somebody's going to check me. I'm going to know what's happening. I can go to the theater. And she left like 1 minute, she has not come back. 2 minutes, she has not come back. I'm like, I don't understand. People should go and call the doctor. Tell us gonna check me now. Like, I don't know. This one thinks I'm playing, but I'm not. But she needs to come here and check me right now, cause this episode needs to be over. The season has finished. The actors are tired. They want their pay and they want to go. And then I was like, Richard. I was like, Mom, just can you go and call the doctor? Or my mom was like, Richard, should go and call the doctor. I was like, no, Richard. Don't leave me, please, I beg you. No, don't go, leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. You know, that sounds like don't leave me, Charlie, but that's literally what I was doing. I was like, don't leave me. Mom was like, I don't know the doctor, let him just go and he'll come back now. And then he left, and my mom was like, I'm sorry, it's me, it's your mommy, I was like, I just want Richard. Okay, I don't tell her that, but like in my mind I was just like, can Richard just come back? Anyways, so yeah, Richard came back, and then the doctor came, and then the doctor checked me, and she was like, you're 10 centimeters, it's time to go. Oh guys, I was like, thank you Jesus. And then she was like, and then she put the IV in and all of that, checked my vitals again, checked the baby, everything was fine. And she was like, okay, let's go. As you're walking, don't push. Even though I don't understand why they didn't have a wheelchair, because I mean, like, I'm in the middle of this labor thing. I don't want to be walking across the hallway half naked. Like, it's not really the hallway, but like, I mean, I saw some man standing outside there. Like, people from the reception can almost see when you're walking past ish. So I'm like, I don't know where I'm walking, but whatever, let's just get to the theater. And then like we had almost gotten to the theater, and I started pushing because that was the only thing that could help me relieve the pain for some reason, even though the nurses had been telling me not to push. I'd been pushing for a while, like while I was in the labor ward. So like I kept like pushing down because it relieved the pain somehow. I don't know how to explain it. And I don't know if that's how it works for people. But then I had started pushing in the hallway, yeah. And the doctor was like, the nurse was like, she's pushing, oh. And the doctor said, oh yeah, hurry up. Excuse me. Oh yeah, hurry up, you guys should hurry. So we literally started like jogging. Like, yeah, I'm in labor, but let's just like do some quick exercise to the labor room. I'm to the delivery ward. And then we hurried up and I put my legs up, lay down, and all that. Like there was something that was supposed to even be there to maybe support my legs or something. They couldn't find the thing. Like they were very disorganized. No, that was after. But basically I was just there with my legs up, and the nurse left maybe to go and prepare something, and then the doctor was trying to get ready and all that, and I was like and I was like, should I push? Nobody's telling me anything. Please tell me, can I push? Please answer me, you guys help me, blah blah blah. And then and the next day Richard shouted, the baby is coming home. And the doctor like quickly turned back, tried to like cut me, even though I feel like she should have waited a bit, because I don't even know if I was going to tear or not. Like it was just instinct. That's what I felt. She turned back and then she was like pew pew, and then and then baby's head was out, and then pew, his body was out. And they took him away. Like the nurse had to rush back in again because she had gone out. She had to rush back in to get the baby. Like everything, it was just like in I don't know. It was in slow motion, but it was in fast forward at the same time. Like as I'm telling you guys, like I'm literally picturing the doctor giving the baby to the nurse, and the nurse like running out and all of that. And you know, I was there, and after like a few seconds I was like, the baby's not crying. Yes, baby not crying. Richard, yes, baby, the baby's not crying. I can't hear the baby crying. What's going on? And like he was just trying to calm me down, and then next thing the baby started crying. And I was like, oh my god, thank God. And then they brought the baby in and like, oh madam, see your baby. I said the baby, he had hair. I thought he was going to come out with dreadlocks because Richard had dreadlocks when he was a baby, but oh well, not so much. He had just a full head of hair. And yeah, like they took the baby away to clean him, and the baby was away from me for quite a while. I don't understand why, but yeah, like they had to clean him and warm him up and do all of that. We didn't really have like the skin to skin moment that I would have liked, but yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, the baby, you know, was fine when we brought him. He was so tiny. Well, not so tiny, but like compared to now, he was so tiny. And it was just like a blessing to have gone through pregnancy and to have the baby, and to even have it like to have the labor and delivery go so quick. Like I was in labor for or I was feeling the contractions for about, I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for about 6 hours was when I started feeling contractions around about 4 a.m. and I had the baby around 10 a.m. And I just thank God that everything went the way it went. It was something. It was an experience. It was interesting, to say the least. But yeah, thank God for safe delivery. And I just want to pray for anybody who is watching this video that God will give you, a safe and quick delivery as well, and everything will go well. At the end of the day, you'll be united with your babies or your baby, and like God will just bless your family, because babies are blessings to families and all of that. So yeah, I just want to thank God that everything went well. I hope you guys have learned a thing or two from this video, even though it's pretty much just a story. But yeah, I guess like the takeaway for me is that don't dwell too much on the negative stories that you hear. because it can put fear in you. Next time though, I think I'm gonna get an epidural because to be honest, like if there's a less stressful way of going through labor, I'll take it any day. If I do this again. But yeah, just saying, like, I was really scared um when I was getting to my third trimester. I had a conversation with one of my friends that has had two kids, and I was like, see, I don't know, I think I want to get an epidural, and I don't know how this is going to go. And she just told me something that really helped me through the pregnancy and through the labor and delivery. And she told me that don't like listen to other people's stories. Like, some people are in labor for days and some people are in labor for 1 hour. Like, you might get there and you just be on the way and the baby will just pop out, or like it may not go that way. But don't dwell on the negative stories, don't dwell on anybody's stories. Actually, just tell God what you want and confess what you want. And even if you like are not a Christian or anything, like, just confessing what you want, meditating on what you want, and just believing that that would be, your own story, is, I think, is just the way to go when it comes to pregnancy. Because there are no guarantees. There's nothing you can do to make it, like, I don't know, like, you're not in control. It's literally just you and God, or you and the universe. And the only thing that you can really do for yourself is to put your positive thoughts out there and just hope that at the end of the day you will have a positive experience. And that really helped me, because at that point, like, when I had a conversation with her, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to dwell on the pain. I'm not going to, bother myself and like be obsessed over getting an epidural. I didn't get an epidural, like, at the end of the day. But if I'm going to have another baby, yeah, I'll definitely consider like getting an epidural, to be honest, because that pain was not, it's not this world. But yeah, like, I just put my mind to it that I could do it. And yeah, it really really did turn out to be a good experience at the end of the day. So yeah, that's my advice to you, or that's, I think that should be a takeaway from this video. And if anything, let my own positive experience, encourage you to go through this journey that you're about to go through. I would also be putting out another video on like actual like tips to get through labor, because this is just like a story, and I don't want to be putting in like the tips in the middle of the story so that it doesn't get like lost and the video doesn't get to somehow. But yeah, like, I'll be putting out another video, so watch out for that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned to the end, and God bless you. Have a nice day. Bye.